Hi, this is C# tutorial of your linear search. Let me show you guys how this works. Okay, I've just click on reset. We can always fill up this list box, and inside the list box contains random numbers that asks the system to generate. So you can always search for whatever number you want that's not found. Okay, supposing the number happens to be on the system, you can just search for that. Yeah, 501 found. Okay, look at it right here. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into C# development environment, and we'll put one of these together. Let's do that now. Welcome to C# development environment. I'm going to start by clicking on create new project. Now we've selected C#. Let's look for Windows Forms application. The package we're using is actually Visual Studio 2017. So let's come in here and just enter the name of my product. Okay, right there, CS_linear search. That's the name of my project. So I'll make sure Windows Forms application is selected. Click on OK. Now that my form is ready, I'm going to define the size of that form. Let me make that form approximately 1368. Let's look for size right there, 1368 by 788 right there. The next thing I would like to do is I'm going to add the following. Let's look for a label first, and the next thing I want to do is right there, let's get a panel. Yeah, our panel here. Alright, so let's set the properties of this panel. I'm going to change this panel to the back color. I'm going to change it to control dark, no space. There. Alright, the next thing I would like to do is let me set the border style. I'm going to set that to fix 3D, and well, let's set the size. The size is going to be 1165 by 453. Then the location, let's make the location 99,123. There, all set. Okay, that's fine. Let me even lock it up. Let's come to lock and say set that to true, so I won't be able to move it around. Right, the next thing I like to do is right up there. So let's enter linear search right in there. Come to, let's change this alphabetic order. The text area, just enter linear search. Let's say system. Right. And let's change the text. I'm going to change the font size of that label. I'm going to change it to about maybe, let's go for 96 and see if that's too big. Then we'll just reduce it. Alright, if you don't like it, maybe 86. And make that bold. Bring it down a little bit. Alright, that's fine. Now let's grab the following. I need a list box. Move that here. Label. I need 3 buttons. No, I need 4 of those. 3, 4. Label. Okay. Text box. Right. And I'm going to need another text box here. Okay, so what I'll do is just speed up the design of this interface, and I'll get back to you guys. Right, this is how the system looks now. So what I'll do is double click on exit, and right up here let me enter the following constants. So I'm going to call my variable, let's make it an integer anyway, and the variable name will be list. Let's go for size. right, and maybe we'll give it a value of 100. So I have a constant defined right here inside my exits. That's it, the one I clicked on earlier. I'm just going to enter as follows. Let's say dialog result I exit. That's the name of my variable, and I exit has the following message for the end user equals, so message box dot show result. So let's go for confirm if you want to exit. Right, so let's come in here, enter a comma, and right in there I'm going to enter the name of my system there, linear search system, and then I will then enter another method, which is message box button, this very one, dot yes or no, and comma another method that is for the icon, message box icon dot question mark. Right, and make sure you enter a semicolon there. Now let's use an if statement to verify what was selected. So enter it in a bracket. Let's say I exit equals, that's if I exit equals dialog result dot yes. Then we want the following message to, or the following operation to be carried out, application dot exit, else nothing will happen. So that's fine, just leave it like that, nothing will happen. So if I run it, this is it guys. You click on that. If you say no, nothing happens, and if you say yes, the system is exit. Okay, the next thing we want to do now is let's write 1 or 2 lines of codes to fill up the list box. Okay, right in there to fill up the list box, the first thing I'll do is to declare a variable. I'll call that variable I. Okay, and I will also, let's create an object there, a random object, random equals new random there. Okay, now let's use a for loop for I equals 0 comma I less than list size. Okay, then let's say let's increment I plus plus. Right, okay, next thing is let's enter curly braces there. Let's say int random number, that's just a variable, okay, equals run the object that was created up there dot next, and that means I want it to generate a random number between 0 and, let me go for 1000. So whatever number that is generated between 0 and 1000 is then stored in here. That very number, let me copy that. I will then enter that number into my list box that is called list number dot items dot add. And what am I adding? We're adding our random or randomized numbers. That's what we'll add in there. Okay, so if I run this system now and click on the fill button right here, you see that I generated the random numbers. Okay, you can see it's not in order. Okay, exit, that works. This doesn't work, so, and this doesn't work. Okay, exit. So let's come into reset. We can always just take care of the dot item dot, that's reset, take care of the reset right away, dot clear. And I also have some text box txt. This will be txt search value dot, I think that's, this is uppercase, I think, and dot text equals clear, and the other one dot, you can even say clear there. So that takes care of my buttons there. So if I run the system now, fill that up, reset, so that's fine. The only bit that is left now is the search function, because I would like to be able to search. If I enter any value in here, I should be able to search it. Okay, so that's the whole idea. We'll exit, fill it up, enter whatever number here, and I should be able to search with this. Okay, let's take care of that. Okay, before I continue, let me complete one thing. So right inside the field, so underneath here, let's just say search value, this very one. Let me set the focus in there, dot focus, right, that's all. So that means when I run the system now, once I generate the numbers, the random numbers, the focus will be right in there. Okay, you see that, guys? Alright, that's taken care of. Now let's come into the search button, double click on the search button, and right away let's declare as follows: int index, that's one, and I need another one. Let's go for int target, that's another variable. Then I need a boolean one, so let's say boolean found, right? So those ones are set. Now let's assign value into this very one here. Let's make that 0 equals 0, and this I'm going to make that false. Equals false, right? So the next thing I like to do is let's declare a string variable, and this string variable I'll call it set target equals convert dot to string whatever that is entered into txt result, no, value, search value dot text, right? So whatever is entered into that text box, that should be stored right in here. Now that value that is stored right in there, I will now store it, assign it into the target. That's the wrong spelling, that's a T, yeah, equals, let's convert it. It should be right underneath here. Cut that off. That should be right underneath here. Equals convert dot to as int 32. Okay, my system is 32, so that's fine. And what we are converting is going to be set target, this very one. Copy it and just paste it right in there. Paste. And there. Okay, the next thing is to assign this very value right here into the next. So let's come into the index equals target and close that. Now we shall end up, or we can end up using a do until or do while. Let me use a do while, or yeah, do while. Okay, if lst numbers dot items dot contains, and what I expect it to contain will include whatever index is in index here. Okay, now another curly bracket. Then if the content in it in index is found, then we're going to set our boolean to true. Else index equals index plus 1. Yeah, just increment it and look for the next one. Right, that is done. Now you see right here, this curly bracket here is for this one. So let's enter our while there. While loop found, while found equals false, and let's search the other one, and index less than and equals to list. Remember our list size, so that's what we're searching now. Alright, close that up, and let's use another if statement here. If is found equals true, curly bracket again, then declare a string variable just to output out, to display whatever is found. C target equals convert dot to string, convert to string. What we are converting this time around is going to be the target. Alright, done. Come out of it and just close that. Then txt result dot text equals found plus C target. That's it. Else I'm just going to copy all of this and change it around. Copy that, paste that in there, and just change this variable maybe to I or something. I, and let's say I is not found. I target. Cut that off and get rid of this of that. So I target plus not found. That's all there is to it. Close that. And now let's try out the search button. So click on start, the first place, fill it up. You see that, guys? We are able to fill that out. And let's say we want to search for whatever number that is not found. And let's look for a number that we can find. Let's try another one. 88 is found. Let's go for maybe 902. Search 902 found is right there. Okay, guys, so that is how you create your own linear search system, and you can even use it to search for whatever character you want as well. But this is the tutorial for linear search system. So before I end the system, let me just show you guys the lines of codes again. Double click on fill. From here down here, those are the lines of code for the fill function. And here search. That seems a little bit long. There we go. From up here, and let's take it down a little bit more. Let me just highlight this so that you know where we are. Up to here. Okay. Alright, then Yeah, that's it. You can now see it all. Let's show you the other one, or the reset. That's nothing. You can write that yourself. That's it. So with that, guys, I'm just going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and you all have a nice day. Now, bye for now.